Thanks for staying tuned. Welcome back. And as I did say before the break, the Russia-Ukraine conflict has impact everywhere. We did talk before that discussion with Timmy Tokba in London about the situation with the ruble and the fact that Russians are now paying 30% commission. They have to pay 30% commission on accessing foreign currency. But there are other impacts, and for that, Ini John McQuarrie joins me today, like she did yesterday. Hi, Ini.
Good morning.
Now, let's start with oil prices.
Yes. Well, do you know yesterday night, at about, I think, 10 p.m. or so, oil was about $114. This morning it's 116. You know, so that's within how many hours you have $2 added to oil prices. I mean, that's good news for investors. You know, if
especially those who are invested in oil companies
exactly,
and
so
all the support infrastructure.
Yes, but of course not very good news for the world, because it just means that everything goes up. And then the news that perhaps Russia has taken hold of the Black Sea ports, you know, that obviously creates another disruption in the supply chain and increases the prices, not just of oil, but of almost all commodities, because people are looking for where to go to. Russia, incidentally, things like palladium and aluminium, they are very major producers of it. So the price of these commodities is just really high up there at this time, and supply has obviously reduced. So that means that the world is scrambling to, you know, just
get whatever it is.
Limited market, and of course these are not good times at all for the world. But Russia is also feeling the impact, because even though I heard you were discussing with your last guests, you know, that sanctions seem not to be touching what will affect the Western world, like oil and gas. But the world knows. Yesterday we saw that global oil prices went up about 40%, because everybody knows that, I mean, Putin can wake up and just put off the tap, and then there'll be no energy, no gas, and all that. But other than that, we see that a lot of private corporation, BP and all that, are boycotting Russian gas, Russian oil, you know, in their own little way, even in the aviation sector. Airbus and one other company, they do maintenance of aircraft. They have said they will not provide services, you know, to Russian planes anymore. So apparently, of course, this is all to put them under pressure to call for peace. So a whole lot is happening, you know.
Of course, I do also know that even here at home in Nigeria, we're having difficulties with, because when you mentioned Airbus and so on,
yes,
the aviation sector is a lot of
yes,
the airlines here are looking for aviation
the jet
fuel.
Yeah,
and so many flights are delayed, some are outrightly cancelled.
And airfares have gone up about 100%. You know, and that was even since last week, even before now, you know, so it has a lot of spillover effects.
Something else also happening, of course, is that there are attempts to impose some kind of sanctions on individual Russians who are on crypto accounts.
Yeah. Well, that's another interesting one. This is one of the reasons why I think Nigerian government is very skeptical about cryptocurrency. So the regulators, like in the US, you know, they're well regulated. They've asked the platforms like Binance and all that who trade in crypto to impose or shut out, you know, Russians from there, but they have refused, saying that, well, number one, there's peer-to-peer. So, you know, even in Nigeria, when the government said you couldn't do it through the banks, I mean, trading is still going on. So it's a very decentralized system. So it's very difficult to actually, you know, tie it. So they have refused, because they know that the cryptocurrency owners and all that, they know that it will be very difficult to manage, because there's peer-to-peer, it's very decentralized. People can always go above whatever you put and still trade. Another interesting thing is, well, a lot of the cryptocurrencies have been boosting for some days now, because Russia being removed from SWIFT, so they cannot access, you know, the bank system and all that, they've been doing a lot of transactions, so individuals have been doing a lot of transactions through cryptocurrency. So apparently that has boosted prices there. Prices have been going up for some time now. Then also, even in Ukraine side, they are saying they want to do airdrop of Bitcoin. So they want to give money, Bitcoin to, and already they have, I think they have about over $30 million of Bitcoin already in donation.
Okay.
Yeah, that they say they want to give to their people, that is, they want to airdrop it. So people will just maybe create their wallet and make it available to the government, and then they'll be able to get it. So it seems investors in cryptocurrency may actually be seeing some
gains.
Yes,
would it be?
yes, looks like that.
Those are some gains. There's also, of course, the story that I talked about earlier, the 30% commission on foreign currency. You reported yesterday on this program and on your show that the ruble has fallen.
Yeah, about 30% now against the dollar.
Right. Now, so a lot of people are trying to head out.
Yes, you know, I actually saw a report yesterday. I mean, we only see this in Nigeria, mostly long queues at ATM in Russia. A lot of people are just trying to cash out, you know, and at least be liquid, have some liquid with them at this time. But of course, the international, the Western, I think the US and all that are saying that they want to put a limit on Russia's reserve, you know, so that they would just, because everybody, for now, I think the ruble is about 110 against $1, and it used to be less than 1 before. So you can imagine what has happened.
What has happened to it?
Yes, it's really, really lost value. So people are actually looking for a hedge at this time, and it seems they just want to go into dollar at least so that they can still have value for some of their money.
That's it does appear as if a lot of the impact that we're talking about will continue to unfold as the days go by. My last guest, of course, was talking about the fact that Russia has some economic sanctions it too can deploy.
Yes, imagine if they put off that gas. It's going to be, and you know, I mean, like here in Nigeria, we have a lot of warm weather. In the UK, it's really cold. A lot of European countries, it's really cold. So energy already in UK, for instance, by April, they're supposed to have, like, I think a 50% increase in their energy cost. So with this now, you can only imagine what, you know, people will go through. The energy cost is going to be so high. And also, I like to tease to say that in Business Incorporated, we're going to be talking more about this. The European Union has excluded 7 Russian banks from SWIFT. I mean, we've been talking about this. So now the EU, after the vote yesterday by the United Nations, you know, so they've excluded 7 Russian banks from SWIFT messaging. So it's more sanctions and more sanctions.
As each day goes by, you have more and more and more, and the repercussions are also more. Of course, all of this in more detail, this is just a teaser. All of this in more detail will be on our business shows later on. Immediately after this program is the first one. You've got Business Morning at 10, and then, of course, you have Business Incorporated, which signposted there at 1:30 later in the day. So to stay tuned for those if you want more of the details on how this could possibly affect you. Thank you so much, Ini.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being with us.